Right, we're back with another episode of the On The Bench podcast, the UK's #1 podcast. Let's go. Right, and on the bench today, got Mr. Frankie Frank, aka Mr. Talk to Frank, Mr. Roy Keane, Mr. Grinch. He's back. Man United's doing business. You just got the news in that Mbeumo's, they've increased their offer for Mbeumo, basically. I thought you weren't going to get him. Well, I did say you'll get one or the other. You won't get Gyokeres, and you're getting Mbeumo. You're getting Mbeumo. You won't get.
We wouldn't get all three. You said basically.
Yeah. You know, I can't see that happening. Well, you've increased your offer. I still don't think you're gonna get Mbeumo.
No, we'll get him because I think everyone else is out of the race now. He wants Man United. He's told his club he wants United, and it's literally just a case of agreeing a deal, which they will do because Brentford are a selling club. They just lost their manager as well, Thomas Frank.
Yeah, that's gonna pay.
So yeah, I think it's pretty much going to be a done deal. In the next week or so, hopefully.
That's sick. I think if you do sign him, it works because then you've got Mbeumo, Fernandes in the 10s.
Bruno won't play as a 10, he'll play deeper.
Right, you don't reckon play him in the 10?
Cunha will play as a left 10.
Would you want to play Cunha as your striker?
Nah, I think he's better facing the goal rather than with his back to goal. Although he can play that position, I just feel like his creativity, picking up the ball from deep, driving at defences. I feel like if you play him up top, you'll be missing a trick there with that.
But then you're gonna lose Bruno though.
Not necessarily. Bruno played quite a lot as an 8 yesterday. As an 8 for us last season, he played quite a lot as an 8.
Effectively, remember in the final?
But do you know what?
We spoke about it before, but in the final he played in the 8, and it wasn't the same. I think he's more effective. Up
closer to goal, I agree. I agree with that. But you know what? If you've got Mbeumo, Bruno pushing up in one of the 8s, Cunha, and then a striker up top, that's a hell of a threat. Plus, Ahmad coming from driving up from right wing back, maybe Dorgu from left wing back as well. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of attacking threat. I think I can see what they're trying to do. And then
your striker, you're going with Xerxy then.
Well, at the moment we don't have another striker. Obviously, we spoke about Gyokeres, but
what did the boy say?
We don't know yet.
No, but he said his preferred club is Arsenal. That's what he wants.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that? Because there's been a lot of talk and a few group chats and everything that I've had. If a player isn't your if your club isn't a player's first choice, but there may be the second choice or whatever, would you still go for him? Would you still try and sign him?
What do you mean? Well, we want Sesko's our first.
So let's say you wanted Benjamin Sesko, but he says, right, my first choice is Barcelona, for example. But if they don't come in for me and they can't agree a deal, I'll be happy to go to Arsenal. Would you still take that player?
Yeah,
you would, right?
I don't think it's that bad because that might be his dream club to go to. But Arsenal is still open to the Arsenal signing. If he was totally against coming to Arsenal, then it's a bit like...
Yeah, I agree with that.
You don't want to play that's like the Mudryk scenario. Yeah. He wanted to go Arsenal apparently. Yeah. And he ended up in Chelsea and he looks like... he definitely wanted to come Arsenal, the performances he's been giving him.
No, I agree.
Yeah, because I think it's alright.
And I agree with you because Lenny Yoro last summer, we chased him for a lot and his first choice was Real Madrid. Yeah. And he made it very, very clear that his first choice was Real Madrid. But Real Madrid didn't want to pay up the money. Man United said, look, we've agreed a fee with Lille. And we want you. And then, he got sold on a club. Rio Ferdinand picked up the phone and had a chat with him.
Serious.
And says, go to Man United. And he was like, yeah, cool. And he went and he's happy now. So it can still work out. So I agree with you on that.
When there's a club like Real Madrid, you're going to...
Yeah.
You can't look at it in a certain way.
Yeah.
I think...
To be fair.
I see these... We spoke about this before, but I see the Benjamin Sesko and the Gyokeres thing. I just don't know, man.
Do you not think either of them would do a job for you?
They'll score goals. But I don't think it's going to be effective enough, man. No,
I disagree. I think with Havertz, he's become more and more of a problem in terms of a good problem for your team, a problem for defences over the last year. Obviously, until he got injured, he was having a decent season. But I feel like rotating him with someone like maybe Sesko or even Gyokeres would be a good move. I can see both sides because if you get Gyokeres probably has to start.
He's going to start.
If you get Sesko, you can sort of bring him into the team slowly, bring him in and out.
You don't need Sesko and Havertz.
But do you not think they're different players, or do you think they're similar?
They're both tall. Sesko's just a better finisher. They're both, Sesko just seems like a better goal scorer, and he's got a hit on him. Havertz can't score.
Yeah.
But I don't see the difference there. You don't need both of them. I can see why Gyokeres would come in because he's a different type of player.
Yeah.
Plays out wide to the left. He cuts in more. He
runs a channel.
He's a
well.
different player to Havertz, whereas Havertz and Sesko, they remind me similar.
On the market right now, or potentially on the market, who would you take ahead of everyone right now?
I've said it before, Osher, man. I'll take Nkunku, you know.
Would you?
Yeah, he'll score goals at Arsenal.
What, ahead of Sesko and ahead of Gyokeres?
Not ahead, but I'm saying I would take...
Okay.
If we got him, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, what you looked in. I feel like he would score goals.
Well, he's been linked with United now. They're talking about a potential link between United going for Nkunku and Garnacho going for Chelsea. Not a swap, but Garnacho going to Chelsea and Nkunku to
That'd be a
United.
good move.
I don't think so.
Why don't you rate Nkunku?
Do you know what? 3 years ago, I really rated him. But he's just not developed. He's not progressed at Chelsea. And for me, I look at a player and I don't care what you've done in another league, and that's not being ignorant to other leagues, because obviously some leagues are very, very, top level, but I support Man United and I'm interested in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it for a team in the Premier League...
Yeah, but he ain't really had a chance at Chelsea. Like
he has.
Come back from injury. He's injured for
that's
God knows how long.
But then what's the point then? If you're going to keep getting injured, why do we...
No, but he came back from it. Remember, he's injured for long. He came back from an injury. He scored goals. He came back scoring for Chelsea. Coming off the bench, scoring.
I don't know, man. He's not
Chelsea. Remember, a lot of people. You got to go off. The whole squad has been dead.
Yeah,
nobody's been performing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But I just... He's not the right player for us. He's not. I'm not saying he's a bad footballer.
Better than what you've got. He'll score more goals than Højlund, and he will score more goals than Xerxy. Then what you've got, if he gets a chance, he's more likely to score than Højlund. 100%.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad signing. I think people are writing him off.
I guess it depends what kind of signing it is, how much wages he's on, how much you pay for him. I guess that's you know what I mean. But if we're going with Nkunku as our sole number 9 signing to complement Højlund, or even if Højlund leaves, but to complement Xerxy, to complement Cunha and Mboma, I wouldn't be happy with that. So
you would start Xerxy over Nkunku, basically.
I would rather start Xerxy over Nkunku. I would, yeah. I genuinely would.
You're bugging, man.
I'm not. Look, Nkunku probably would score more goals, but I feel like Xerxy overall would help the team better in different ways. He'd bring different strengths. Obviously, he's got a great touch on him, the lad, and I think he would link up very, very well with Bruno, with Mbeumo, and with Cunha. I feel like Nkunku won't be individually might be better than Xerxy in terms of aesthetically and everything, but overall play, I think that the team would struggle.
You want a striker to score goals, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Nkunku,
yeah,
you not struggled to score goals last season.
No, it's.
So you want to bring in a guy who's going to get goals.
I can see the debate, but I mean, for me, a bit like yourself, if there's any striker that we could take, I'll take Osimhen all day. All day and all night. It's not even.
And no one in the Premier. Who's linked him in the Premier? I think he's more going.
It's the wages. It's the wages. Yeah. Al Hilal are back in for him, but I agree with you. By the way, I feel like if Arsenal can get Osimhen, man,
I'm not going to sign him because he's too reckless. He's too like.
Yeah, but do you know what? I was having this debate. Shout out Zach, man. Yeah. I was having this debate with him the other day, and I said to him, realistically, how long has Arteta got left at Arsenal?
This season a magnified.
It's make or break this season,
like
yeah?
This, yeah,
okay. So what good is it not bringing in a player to a team who could potentially transform your team in terms of goals and numbers and potential trophies if you don't have that much time left? I can understand for the last 4 or 5 years you've been trying to build, you want to keep certain sort of types of players out of the team, like Aubameyang, Oz or whatever. I get that. But now your team is there. You need one more player, maybe 2 at most, but even if you had Martinelli and you went with Osimhen, for example, that would still transform your team. Osimhen, any cross that you put in that box, that guy's probably getting on the end of. Yeah,
and we play a lot of crosses.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I want him.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is, just take the gamble, man. Just go and pay him 350, 400k a week. I know that's a lot of money, but Havertz alone is on 280k a week.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Jesus is on about 260 to 270k a week.
Make sure you get your wages right.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But I've done a bit more research on it. So my point is, go and get Osimhen, pay him whatever he wants, like 400k a week, whatever. For even give him a 4-year contract. You don't have to give him a 6-7 year contract. Give him a 4-year contract. And go and win a Premier League, man. Go and win a Champions League if you can.
But it's the dressing room. You don't want... you see, Arteta don't want the big egos in the dressing room. And you don't want to lose his dressing room. So I think that's the issue. But then he could lose his job. If you don't get the right profile of player, all that means nothing because then he could lose your job. I think any striker he signs now, if they don't do it, he's in problems.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
He's in problems.
But I don't think there's
in problems.
Apart from maybe Isak in the Premier League, that is. Apart from maybe Isak and Harry Kane, right? Let's say they're the only two other strikers. Osimhen, in my opinion, is the only other striker in European or world football who will guarantee to get 25, 30 plus goals for Arsenal next season. Guaranteed.
I agree.
So go and do it, man. He's available. He's right there. He's got a release clause and everything. Go and do it, man. Like, I just don't understand it personally, but...
And we're struggling. We're not even getting nobody in. I know you said about the July, is it July the 1st?
Yeah, July 1st. Yeah. So basically, PSR, a lot of clubs are holding out until July 1st because I think 30th of June is when this financial year for clubs ends. So they can spend again because that counts as a new year in July. So I feel like some deals are waiting till then to go through.
And speaking of us, we've been linked to Barcola.
Barcola. Oh, Barcola.
What's his name? What did I say?
Barcola. Yeah, Barcola. Bradley Barcola.
Rastafari.
That's a Rastafari moment. So yeah, from the PSG left winger, and Liverpool's been linked to him as well.
He's quality.
Yeah,
he's quality.
Hopefully, and we need a left winger and a striker. Hopefully, Martinelli's out the door. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't sell Martinelli. I wouldn't sell him.
you need squad depth.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't sell him. Yeah. Let me not say out the door. I wouldn't sell him. I'd hold on to him. But I think he's a bench guy.
Would you rather keep Martinelli over Trossard?
Oh.
Yeah.
Going off age and going off pace,
I agree. Yeah,
and things like that. I would definitely keep Martinelli over. And I think Martinelli is more dangerous in playing up front. Although Arteta don't do it for some silly reason.
I disagree. I think Trossard's got better end product than Martinelli.
What? No, but you ain't seen Martinelli play up front in ages.
As a number 9, you mean?
Yeah, as a number 9. Okay, I feel like Martinelli would be more dangerous if we did.
Because he can run in behind.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it gives Odegaard the option to actually somebody to look for.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Yeah. Whereas Odegaard ain't got no pace, Havertz ain't got no pace, Jesus ain't really got no pace. So maybe that might be another reason why we're not really seeing a good Odegaard as well. There's no one to pass it, play into.
Now, Arsenal, over the last 2 or 3 years, you become a very possession-based team, which basically means you pin teams back. There's not a lot of space to play into and behind. Whereas before, when you were sort of, still learning your trade or, getting used to the manager's tactics, if you're playing a Man City, if you're playing a Liverpool, if you're playing certain teams, you're probably going to get dominated. Whereas now you can hold your own.
No, but he still gets.
Yeah, no, he can still do it, but it's not the same as before. 2-3 years ago when he had a bit more space to play into.
Do you know what it is as well with Martinelli? Just touching him quickly, he's missing Xhaka. So that season, Arsenal's missing Xhaka, and a lot of Arsenal fans have said this because Xhaka can pass the ball, bro.
Yeah, but
I'm telling you, see that left hand side. Well, then you've got the left hand side is missing Xhaka.
But you've got Declan Rice, you've got Thomas Partey. What they bring? Xhaka. Yeah, but what they bring is you can't just say because of passing. You've got plenty of passes in the team.
No, but what Xhaka brought to the game is what Martinelli's missing.
Are you talking about switch play? Are you talking about...
No, the way, just on that left-hand side. Xhaka was more effective. It's in...
Yeah, but Xhaka was a midfielder. He was a centre midfielder. He wasn't a winger.
Yeah, on the left. Partey played on the... I'm talking about in midfield.
Right, okay.
Partey played in the 6. Xhaka played in the 8. But when I say left-hand side, I mean the left-hand side of the pitch.
Well, maybe this is why you're getting Zubimendi. Maybe this is why you're trying to get Zubimendi. Maybe because he's... Well, he'll keep the ball better than a lot of players that
but... That season, remember, Xhaka left that season, and that's when Martinelli got all these goals, and Xhaka's gone. And that was the best season Xhaka had. I'm telling you, that's what's missing. So why has Martinelli's game dropped off so bad then? What is it? That's the only thing that's changed.
Some players just stagnate.
That's the only thing that's changed. Yeah, Saka hasn't changed because the right hand side stayed the same. The left, where Martinelli plays, we've had a changeover. We've got new players.
It's the same. It's the same kind of argument as why Zinchenko isn't getting into the team. Why obviously apart from injuries, why Gabriel Jesus doesn't get into the team? Because your team's improved. It's gone up a level, and they haven't met that level. That's a simple.
No,
reason.
But I'm saying he's fallen down. Why? Because
that's what I'm telling you.
But the system's changed. Because Rice plays different to how Xhaka would.
Yeah, they
Xhaka
different, but
Xhaka picks out pass.
But you should still be able to adapt in your game, man. Like Martinelli's going through 1-on-1 and he's missing chances. That's got nothing to do with systems and tactics. Martinelli can play a crossfield pass and he picks out the defender instead of picking out a teammate. Like that's got nothing to do with tactics, man. That's just inability or lack of confidence or whatever.
No, but he's more out wide now.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
maybe.
Do you
Yeah,
get what I'm
maybe.
saying?
Yeah,
The way it's more like he's pinned out more wide, whereas where Xhaka
hold the
is
touchline.
more. Yeah, he wasn't hugging the touchline as much.
Yeah.
And you saw.
So you think he's better central?
Martinelli?
Yeah.
100%.
Well, he's not
a good dribbler.
So then in that case, go and spend all your money on a left winger and play him more central. But he's not going to do that, is he, Arteta?
No.
Because you need an out-and-out centre forward. You need an out-and-out striker, which I get.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're going to jump into Liverpool FC. They've completed a pack of signings. But before we touch on, we're going to touch on Wirtz. I know I'm bad with names, guys.
Bumbucker!
Yeah,
Right.
sure it works.
So, the Liverpool fans was going crazy in the comments.
Apologies, guys.
Frank was saying that, what's his name? Wirtz? What's his name?
Wirtz, yeah, Florian Wirtz,
Right.
350k a week.
We'll call him Florian W. Florian W was on 350 a week, and Frank got it wrong. They're getting mad. What's wrong with you guys? I'm my boy, King.
Listen, I want
Even
clickbait.
Cole got into you. He's like,
Oh, did he? Did he? Sorry, man. Listen, I want clickbait, and I swear to you, like that was the reports that I'd read, and the sources at the time were pretty reliable. I'm not going to say the sources because I don't want to out them.
Sources not reliable.
No, but they were pretty reliable at the time. So obviously now we discovered it's about 250k a week or whatever it is, which is it's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money for and the transfer fee is well over 100 million as well. So look, he's a quality player, really good player. But I don't know if he's worth over 100 million.
They're saying he was German player of the season 2 years in a row.
I'm sure Sancho was a couple of years ago. A few years ago. Yeah, but
you lot keep writing off these good players, bro. Stop.
But he didn't light the place alight at Chelsea, did he? He didn't set the place alight, at Chelsea.
Yeah, but sometimes it just don't work out. Don't mean you're not a good player, bro.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying he's a quality player, but I don't know if it's a $100 million player. Would you say Jadon Sancho's a $75 million player?
When he got transferred,
No. Is Jadon Sancho right now a $75 million player?
Not right now, but when he done that transfer, 100% he was.
Right, okay.
He was hot.
Okay, but do you think Florian Wirtz is a $100 million player?
£90 million. Not 116 million or something.
Something like that. Yeah, it's listen, let's see. But one thing I will say about Florian Wirtz is this. Paul Pogba once got 4 assists in one game against Leeds United in the Premier League. And Graham Souness come out and said, well, he's a £90 million player. That's what you expect. So Graham Souness, I expect Florian Wirtz to be getting the hat-trick of assists, a few games a season and performing brilliantly and getting Player of the Year nominees and all that kind of stuff. And if he does, you're not going to compliment him too much. That's what you get for $150 million player. I don't make the rules, man.
Not 150.
115.
Oh, if he's 150. Yeah, don't let them come for you.
Listen, I don't make the rules. I just play the game, man.
All right, cool. Liverpool, do you think all these signings is going to go well for them? Or is it going to be a thing where the system changes now with Gyokeres coming in? Frimpong. Does Frimpong and Salah link up as well as Salah and Trent? Robertson's looking like he's going to leave. Does he link? It's a new system now, new players in the team. Florian Wirtz. Do Liverpool stay consistent or do they fall off a bit with these new players in there too?
I think, well, obviously, I've touched on Florian Wirtz already in terms of what I think. I think he'll be a good signing for them. I just don't know if he'll be over £100 million value kind of signing. But if they have him for 7, 8 to 10 years and he's getting, puts up decent numbers and everything, then it probably will be worth the money in the long term. Gyokeres I rate really highly, you know that. I had him in my Premier League team of the season.
You told me they was getting someone else.
No, I told you they're getting Gyokeres. I've been saying all along they've been getting Gyokeres. Don't want me.
Because you, bruv.
Mate, I've been saying, go back and watch the pods. I've been saying
we've done our team of the season thing.
Yeah.
Who was your left back?
Gyokeres. No, Gyokeres.
Robert, no.
I'm telling you it was Gyokeres because I put him in. I remember. It was Gyokeres. I've been saying
it's on that episode. Anyway, I'm going to check it out. Anyway,
check out it. Anyway,
yeah. But
so
Gyokeres,
I rate him really highly. I think he's got quality going forward. He's tenacious. He's quick. Yeah. He fights. He doesn't run out of stamina. He's up and down. He reminds me of Robertson about 3 years ago. To be fair, he's got everything. And
assists in him.
Yeah, Frimpong I feel like would be a quality signing for Liverpool because of the value. I mean, Gyokeres is costing about 40 million. Frimpong's costing about 35 million pound bargain. Right. Yeah, but I feel like Frimpong likes to push forward a lot. So Liverpool need to be able to cover that side.
No, but he won't because Trent stopped pushing forward as much.
Yeah, but
and that's Trent's game.
No, yeah, but Frimpong's a bit different. He almost plays as like a third attacker. If you see it, when you watch him for Leverkusen, he's been playing wing back a lot, so he doesn't have to get back a lot because he's got extra centre back.
Overlapper.
Yeah, no, he's playing a wing back. Not as a, not they don't play 4 at the back. They play 5.
Yeah.
So he plays as a wing back for Leverkusen. So I feel like no, that's what I'm saying. So that might get. Whereas Gyokeres plays for Bournemouth and they do play 4 at the back.
Yeah.
So it's more natural to him. Whereas Frimpong's going to have to do a bit more defending than he has been doing at Leverkusen. So that might be, and obviously it's the Premier League. The transition, it's tougher. So I don't know. I still think it'll be a quality signing. He's going in my dream team straight away. I'll tell you now. My fantasy team, no, Frimpong.
He put him in there, yeah?
Because he'll just get goals and assists, man. The guy's, So I think, look, they made good signings. They made very good signings. They should be happy with their signings.
100%. Do you think they need a striker now? Because Nunez is linked to Napoli. That's on the table. Do they bring in a striker? If Jota's finished. Injuries, he's injury prone a lot.
I don't know about finish. That's
no. When I say finish,
get on to you about that.
When I say finish, as in, I rate Jota. He's always in my fantasy.
But he's always.
When I say finish, he's always injured. Yeah, he's getting on in age now.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's more consistent, more is in your team, and Jota's not that guy at the moment.
Jota, I feel like you're right. When he does play, he does a very good job for Liverpool, and he has done. If Nunez goes, Liverpool need a striker. Because if Jota's injured, Nunez is gone. Don't get me wrong, Nunez hasn't been, again, like pulling up trees there, but he's still an option and he causes defences problems. And I'm hearing that they're still potentially in for Isak. They're still in for Isak potentially. That's what I'm hearing. And if they go and spend another 100 million on Isak, that'll be...
That team's done.
200, almost 300 million spent this summer, it would be for them. That would be crazy. But... it'll be very, very hard to prize him away from Newcastle. That's the only thing.
They're going to have to break the bank for that.
Because they've got Champions League football.
So where do you believe Liverpool should finish this season?
Well, they've just gone and spent 150, 160 million pound already.
Money means nothing, man.
That's the game that was played against us all the time. So like I said, I don't make the rules. I just play the game.
Yeah.
So they should be top 2. Well, definitely top 3. Without a shadow of a doubt, top 3. But probably even top 2, maybe. They should be going for. Yeah.
Who's your top 2?
I think City are back this season.
You see Xerxy's going.
Yeah, this is a problem. This is a big problem. I don't know. It's the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room. Yeah.
Even the dummy, and then he just banged it. Said, oh my!
I told you, man. I'm going to repeat it. Within 2 years, Xerxy is a Ballon d'Or nominee. Like, I'd say top 10, top 15 potentially. Ballon d'Or.
Even City, they've got a goal. Their teams, man.
They've. Listen, man. I said this to you about 6 months ago when Pep was having all those problems and issues with injuries and Rodri got injured and all that kind of stuff. I said he ain't going to forget that. And there was stuff that you lot are doing about all of this and all of that kind of stuff. I told you he ain't going to forget that. And he's a madman.
He's not going to spank us.
Yeah.
But have you heard what Xerxy said about Man United?
Yeah, he wants to kill Man United. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. We're used to it, man.
You need to worry about that more than we need to worry about Pep, bruv.
But we've got no expectation.
And that's the derby. You know that he's coming to do the mad thing.
Yeah, but it's fine, bro. It's 2 games. It's not a problem. It's 2 games.
It could be 3. It could be.
Well, unless another FA Cup final potentially.
Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup final. Yeah.
No, but see, they're looking strong, man.
Yeah.
They're looking strong this season.
I've been watching them in the Club World Cup's been good, man.
Yeah, I haven't caught it. I was on holiday.
Argentinian top, Colombian top. Man, them South American teams.
You know what? Someone at work was saying that. Big up Grant, Nottingham Forest fan. He said, them South American. Man. There's a guy he was telling me, is it Igor Jesus?
Igor Jesus, yeah.
Linked to Nottingham Forest, I think.
Okay, yeah.
He said he said they've been balling out. But he said the same thing you were saying on the phone, that they're very direct.
Right, so that's the one thing. You know what? Watching the Club World Cup has reminded me a lot of football from like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, old school.
Like I was saying to you, it's direct, no nonsense, aggressive, pressing, like none of this tiki-taka like nonsense. They're just going for goals. They're not afraid to pick up yellow cards.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to get red cards if they have to. They'll do what they need to do for the cause. Flamengo, I've loved watching. Fluminense, I loved watching. Yeah. Boca Juniors, River Plate, man, they're fans.
They're mad, innit? Listen, South American fans are they're lively though, man.
Mate, this is a proper competition for them. This is no empty stadium competition. Nah. They're taking this seriously.
The Chelsea was empty, innit?
Yeah, of course it is. Like, I'm
I think
telling
it was
you.
like, what was it? It was like 70,000 stadium or something like that. Let me not get my numbers wrong.
Yeah.
You know, there was a certain amount of numbers in the stadium, and it was empty. And it was empty. There was
We're on edge, innit, in this podcast.
yeah,
We're on edge, man.
Liverpool fans, Scousers are going.
Hey, nothing personal, man. Relax, man.
God damn, man.
Rastafari.
Allow me.
But you know what? Do you remember I said to you, like, ages ago on one of the podcasts, I said to you, if I could have played as a footballer in any country, apart from like playing for obviously Man United, Old Trafford, that would be my dream.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
The Bombonera, like Boca Juniors.
You said that's the training, was it when we done the training thing?
Yeah.
You said that's the training ground you want to go
Oh
to.
man,
Yeah,
it, like it's, I don't know, there's something about South America. You know what? South American football is just it's so pure, man.
Yeah.
It's so passionate, it's so genuine. I love it. I love watching it, man. So I'm hoping that one of the South American teams wins the Club World Cup.
You reckon?
I'd love for one of them to win it.
When is like the
final, I
knockout
think,
stages?
I think from next week. I think from next week they'll start.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah,
I'll start watching it from there, man.
Yeah.
I'll start watching it from there. Right, moving on. Isaac earns PFA nomination again. Second year in a row.
Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
What did he get?
Newcastle striker Isaac was nominated for the PFA Player of the Year and in the season 21 league goals. He's been nominated again.
Yeah, but so was Bruno Fernandes.
Huh?
So was Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, Bruno, he's had a good season though.
Who?
Bruno.
Yeah, so was Isak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's more impressive, Isak getting nominated or Bruno Fernandes getting nominated in a crap Man United team? Realistically.
Isak's not in the greatest team ever.
Yeah, but they finished in the Champions League spot. Come on, man.
Yeah,
for Newcastle, that's like.
Yeah, but it's exactly, you lot are Manchester United.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're struggling.
No
but
disrespect to Newcastle because you lot are playing good, but
yeah, no disrespect.
But what Newcastle's doing is brilliant. And
yeah, they
what
are.
Isak's doing in the Premier League.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Bruno's a top player.
Just trying to start.
You always got to throw Bruno in there after he's not. What did you say? He's not top 20 Man United players of all time.
Yeah, he's not. He can't be. He can't be.
But you said he's a legend.
But you don't have to have top 20 legends. There could be another like 5, 10, 15 legends after that. You know, the history of your club is a long time. You know.
All right, so is he top 20 in his position?
For Man United?
Yeah,
top 20 in his position most likely as a midfielder. Yeah, top 20 midfielder in his position. Yeah, probably he would be.
Is he top 10?
Nah, not top 10.
In midfield?
Not top 10. What, for Man United?
Yeah.
No, not top 10.
Who goes ahead of him?
So you got Bobby Charlton was a midfielder. Duncan Edwards was a midfielder. R.I.P. Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Bex, Giggs. Who else? Brian Robson. There's probably like a few more as well that I just can't think off the top of my head. But those guys were like
Ronaldo.
Yeah, but Ronaldo's more of a forward, wasn't he?
Oh, he's a winger. You just named Giggs there.
Yeah, but Giggs dropped and played midfield for about 5, 6 years.
And can we stop with this Ryan Giggs stuff as well?
What Ryan Giggs stuff?
Because that is this great midfielder. I mean, allow this Ryan Giggs as this great midfielder.
I know. I just wanted to. You know what it was? It was to get at you and Tone that time because you lot were talking a lot.
So you don't actually believe this?
Nah, not fully. No.
Huh?
No, not fully.
100%. Stick in the comments. Now, honestly, do you know what it is? Because I said this before. I don't think I've said it in the podcast. I said it off camera, but. He's not the amount of games he's played. He should be up there. Like, we need to allow this.
Yeah, but the thing is,
stat stuff.
Being a victim of your own success is also like it's not fair, really.
Why?
Because you still got to do it. You can't look at Francesco Totti and Alessandro Del Piero and say, oh, because of who they are and who they play for, they should be. They've still done it. Someone's got to do it. You're part of the history of the club. Like, and there's a reason why. Because it's not easy to find that consistency every day for 20 years. It's not easy to go into the first team at 17 and retire at 40. It's not easy. 23 years.
Yeah.
Look at Jadon Sancho, couldn't do it for 2-3 years.
Let me not say I rate Ryan Giggs as a football player. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he's rubbish or whack. Not at all. But I think he's definitely overrated. My personal opinion. I think he's
but again, that's your opinion.
Player.
That's your opinion.
He's over as a football player.
Yeah.
And you know what? I've got to take back a statement as well about football back in the day. I've been watching more. I don't think it's as good as we think, you know.
What do you mean? The older football?
Yeah, it's not, bro.
No, you know what? What I would say.
I've been watching it, yeah. The pitches, number one, are terrible.
Yeah, but that's harder to play on, though.
No, but it's like bruv, listen, they don't look as good as they was. As we think they was, and the defending was poor, bro. The positioning, like certain things. I think football's harder now. But
what I would say is the elite players back then were as good as, if not better than, the elite players now. Okay, but the other players, the sort of 6, 7 out of 10s, the sort of, without disrespect, but the lower league players back then and everything were nowhere near the level of they are now.
I'm gonna count on you that. So the elite players, they had more time on the ball back then.
Not in every league. If you remember growing up, Serie A was that league.
Yeah,
scoring against them defenders was tough.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying Premier League, like...
Yeah, Premier League...
Dennis Bergkamp, they had time to be like... See now?
Rastafari!
Bro, that's what it looks like. He's just like dancing like a ballerina. You had time. You see now? There's no time for all of that. Yeah. The pressing's mad. They ain't got time to do all these skills.
But then it's all relative, innit? Like, the pitches are better now, so you can run easier. The fitness and the sports science has come a long way. Do you understand? You've got about 20 coaches on the touchline alone. You've got another like 30 in the club, you know what I mean, behind the scenes. It's not the same as it was before. You had, you could only use 3 subs. Yeah. Do you understand? You could only, at one point, before our time, you could only have 1 sub or whatever it was. Before that, there was no subs. Yeah. Back pass rule, all that kind of stuff. A lot has changed in football, but it's all relative.
I feel like a lot of players that we think they was great back then, I don't think they'll be as great as they are in this day and age. I take it back. I used to think, these players football is harder.
So, Brazilian Ronaldo, what are you saying?
Oh, come on, man. There's certain man he's elite. I'm talking like the Dennis Bergkamp.
So you don't think Dennis Bergkamp in today's game would be anywhere near as good? What about someone like Van Nistelrooy or Henry?
He'll be good. Henry would be cold. Henry's elite. Bergkamp's cold. Don't get me twisted. I don't think he'll be as good as we think he would be.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Hey, shout out Andrew, man. My boy always says that Dennis Bergkamp's overrated. He said he thinks it's overrated.
No, he's not overrated, but I'm saying that the timing, I don't think he's cold. Obviously he's a baller, but I don't think the way the game's played now so fast.
Yeah. He needed time on the ball. What about someone like Cantona? Because Bergkamp and Cantona are quite similar in many ways.
Cantona struggled as well.
Wow.
They're slow, bro. The game's fast paced.
Yeah, but you got to understand one thing. These players, with their touch, with their technique, with their mentality, all that kind of stuff, you put them, a 21, 23, 25-year-old Bergkamp or Cantona in this sort of environment with the sports science, like I said, with the pitches, all that kind of stuff, with the training, with the physios, all that, mate, their mentality alone, plus the technical ability, that would, they'd be that much faster, that much quicker, that much sharper. They'd adapt. Yeah,
true. The only thing about him is he's intelligent.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so that's maybe why he might cut you, because he's just intelligent player. Yeah. Intelligence is important.
Like I said, it's all relative. At that point, you were as good as you needed to be, if that makes sense. Like, football's it just takes time, running at 30 miles an hour or 30 kilometers an hour, and then you're running at 32 kilometers an hour next season, and then 33 the next season. It's just relative. Like, I'm just giving an example of like.
I tell you, would smash it though, like Alan Shearer and them, man, they would kill it right now.
But see, this is what I'm saying.
Alan Shearer kill it. No, but he's like Van Nistelrooy. See the fox in the box, guys. The Van Nistelrooys, the Shearer, Jermaine Defoe. See like them man there, they would kill it in this day.
But I guess an opinion for this is what I'm saying, because
number 10s, and I think they would struggle. That's just my opinion. I feel like the strikers, the old school strikers, would kill it.
Yeah, but then you look at someone like Cunha. Cunha's had a very good season at Wolves. At Wolves, by the way.
Yeah, but Wolves finished strength. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, but then, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good debate to have, to be fair.
What's that?
What you're saying is it's making me think.
Yeah, I feel like the strikers would kill it. I feel like the number 10s would struggle.
But then what about right? Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, they wouldn't be able to get away with half the stuff that they used to do.
Nah,
they'd be sent off every other week.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you know what I mean? Especially with VAR.
So they wouldn't be as.
But no, but then you're not. You do that once, you do that twice, then you learn, then you adapt. This is what I'm saying. These guys are smart.
But remember, Roy Keane's game. That's his game. Getting in that's how he used to get in people's heads as well. All of that was part of his game. I'm gonna break your ankles, and do you understand what I'm saying to you?
But do you know what? Let me think of a player. Right, Wayne Rooney played more old school, let's say, like early 2000s, and new school, and he adapted his game. Do you understand?
Wayne Rooney's one of those. He's just come on, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you an example because who did Rooney learn from? Where did his mentality come from? Obviously, at Everton, he had that strong mentality as it was. But then playing with...
bro.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I get it.
It's like a different country.
Yeah. But playing with Roy Keane, with Ryan Giggs, with Gary Neville, like, obviously it's going to take you to that next level. I mean, Wayne Rooney tells a story about when we played a game, I think it was against Wigan years ago, and we smashed them like 4-5-1, I think it was 4-0, 4-1, and he was like, oh lads, like, where are we going tonight? And they're like, we're going home. And he's like, what do you mean? And they're like, he was like, we won. And they were like, yeah, but that's what we do here. So that mentality, does that make sense? So that's not going to come from, no disrespect, but it's not going to come from Everton because they weren't winning as much as Man United. Man United were winning everything. So because of that, like, that's what takes you to that next level, and then you learn and you progress from there. So what I'm saying is you adapt. You just adapt.
Rooney was one of the only 16-year-olds kind of, apart from Owen, that kind of stayed at that high level. From when he broke into the scene, he was consistently good. Rooney was never poor. So you can't, like, there's certain elite. Rooney's an elite player, bro.
Yeah, but that's what we're talking about. That's what I said. I said the elite players would still be able to do it. That's what I think. I think the elite players they just adapt. They become fitter. They'd be stronger. They'd be sharper. They'd have to think quicker. The drills will be different. Remember, they're already using the facilities that were available to them back then. Whether it was the training grounds, whether it was the machinery that they're using, the sports science, the dietitians.
You're going deep. I'm just getting off.
Yeah, but you can't.
No, I'm going off like
bringing a player from 1999 to well, that's different.
No, but this is how people talk about it. Like people are like, the players now, they're so like, it's not football's not the same, and they're going off watching it just like bam then and now. They're comparing the two, like, and if you actually watch it properly.
All right, well, I'll give you another example then. You take someone like Lamine Yamal now, and then you take him back to 95, 96, 98, 99, 2000 even, right? Some of them challenges,
he'd be broken for he'd be out.
This is what I'm saying.
His career be over.
Like, I've seen players get 2-footed, referee tell him to get up and shake hands, no card, no nothing. Get on it, man. This is what I'm saying. So, like, and you've got to have some serious balls to be able to get up and go again after you've just taken one to the shin. You know what I mean? So that's the whereas now players won't do that, and they know that they're protected. Players know that, especially at the Champions League stage, La Liga stage, Premier League stage, because of VAR, refs, bans, all that kind of stuff, money, sponsorships.
No, but then Ronaldinho played in that kind of mad era a bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was crossing over. Him and Rooney were similar sort of time.
Yeah, he kind of just missed it.
Yeah,
I'd love to. I wish we can't see it though. Like, do you know what? We need some AI.
What they do,
play it back or something. I need to see it, like how it be. But I think that's time, you know. Yeah, it's time already. Shit.
Swear.
Cool. Yeah, went quick, man.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's the episode. Went quick today. Like, subscribe, comment. Also, check out the Clean Tea Company. They're still doing 30%, so grab your teas from them. And yeah, that was the episode, man. Drop some comments below.
Bomboka!
I'm forgetting to press the button, but I'm gonna start pressing my baby again. Peace.